For so many gents, the problem really isn't getting stiff. It's really actually staying that way. So today we dive deep into a topic I call position maximization. Sounds scientific, doesn't it? Well, actually, it's not. See, because of this amazingly scientific term called gravity, and because of gravity, certain positions can work against you. So first, let's dive into the science behind this erection gravitational pull, and then let's get to the meat of this topic, which has a really kind of a lot to do with blood flow, of course. Now, I'm DrRachael, and I'm a board-certified family medicine physician, clinical sexologist, and the founder of the DrRachael Institute. And every week on this channel, it's all about natural solutions for men's sexual health. So subscribe. We're almost at 1 million subscribers. Hit that subscribe button and share with your friends the channel so that we can get there. Now, when it comes to adult movies, per se, these positions really look fantastic. You know, you're on your back and gazing upwards at your person whose body is moving rhythmically and everything is bouncing just right. Just right and just for you. And all you have to do is just lay flat on your back and enjoy yourself, right? Well, wrong. Because, well, right, this is your favorite position for so many different people, but wrong in that it requires no work. Live long enough, and the work actually comes from trying to keep your stiffness, even though you feel really turned on. It's as if the blood flow is, well, turned off, even though you're turned on. And this happens even if you have popped a Viagra, a Cialis, a generic, a chew, a gas station pill, etc., because none of those things can actually help you with the fight against gravity. Gravity is strong. Gravitational pull is real. And this is a fight that you have to approach in a completely different way. So let's get into it. So what is your strongest position? Now, there's a way to tell what your strongest position is. You can ask your partner because they know, and they may not want to tell you, but they know. But an easier way to figure out where your magic sauce lies is going to be that one position that without fail, you can go until you are ready to finish, where you stay full and strong down there until the very last drop. Now, I can already tell you that on your back, if this is your favorite position, and it's been since very early, back in the days, back in the seat of your mama's Cadillac even, at this point in your life, it may actually be working against you. That position is working against you and leading to a poor performance because of gravity and because of physiology. So in this video, we will discuss the science behind this. Yeah, it's important for you to understand why and the science so that you can then understand how to fix it, and why it takes so long to do so with this particular issue. And after the science behind it, I'll show you an at-home way to approach fixing the root cause of the issue. And when we get to that topic, I'll actually tell you my favorite all-natural plant-based supplement that has been shown to clinically improve this phenomena of gravitational limpness. You know, with consistent use, of course. So this may be you. You're taking supplements and you're taking Cialis and you're taking this and you're doing everything right, trying all of the things, but you just can't seem to harness that staying power. By the end of this video, you'll understand how your approach has been wrong and how to approach it going forward for your erection rehab in a way where those positions, which may be your favorite and have always been, yet things go soft in those positions, can ultimately become your power positions again. So first, let's review the science of losing your erection and also the science of ejaculation. Now, this is likely caused by something called venous insufficiency. You may have heard of it. Now, venous insufficiency really means that the veins within the erectile network are leaking. And as a result, you can't stay stiff as long as you would like to. Now, this is particularly worse when you're on your back because of gravity. Gravity is pulling that blood flow back out of the erection instead of into it. So just to kind of give you a little bit of a demonstration. So when you have blood flow into your erection, right? It's in there, it's strong in there. You start to see, as I'm doing this upside down, you start to see it's kind of leaking out. So we are fighting gravity. This way, we are actually with gravity. Your erection is no different. When it comes to your veins now, once it gets in there, we want it to trap. So in order for it to be trapped there, we need the pelvic floor to do its job, right? We need those muscles to be strong enough to trap that blood flow because it's fighting gravity. Then we need our veins. This is representative of a vein, right? And these are the valves within the veins. We need those veins and those valves, which are one-way valves, to close and stay closed until you are ready to release. Unfortunately, as you age, these valves, which are supposed to be one-way valves, actually start to leak, and it becomes hard to maintain an erection. So in order to maintain an erection, blood flow has to come into this expansive network of arteries, which are deposited into the tissues almost like lakes, right? So these lakes fill up with blood and you make an erection, and the staying power comes from your body's ability to keep that blood trapped in there. I get messages all the time from thousands of gentlemen each week saying, Doc, I can get one, but I can't keep it. I lose it right in the middle, even though I'm turned on. And as you can see here in this very simple demonstration of gravity, that gravity against you will in fact cause things to leak as time goes by. You see leakage. And what we're experiencing is venous leakage and arterial leakage. So once the blood is in order for it to stay there, two things have to happen. One, the network of muscles on the pelvic floor have to tighten up and trap that blood flow in there. So muscle strength is important. That's one thing. And prostate size can interfere with that whole process. And then step two, there are the network of veins that are super important because the blood enters through the arteries and leaves through the veins. Enters through the arteries, leaves through the veins. But during those throes of passion, these veins have to close off and be trapped in there. And here's the most important part. These have to stay closed. These valves have to stay closed. And as you age and inflammation starts to set into the blood vessels, your arteries and your veins are damaged because the cells lining them, those cells we call the endothelial lining, actually start producing less and less and less nitric oxide as time goes by and as you age. So the lining of the blood vessels are lined by endothelium, which basically by the time you are an adult, they are dormant and asleep. Yeah, these cells actually go to sleep. They get lazier and lazier each year, making less and less nitric oxide. And in order to repair those blood vessels, both the arteries and the veins, so that the arteries have blood rushing through them and the veins can close down as they need to, we need to give them a reason to repair themselves. You literally have to shake things up. You provide shearing forces to injure them a little bit, giving yourself the opportunity to grow newer, healthier cells. Yes, did you realize that the lining of your blood vessels can regenerate and rejuvenate? So one thing that I don't think is taught enough is that the lining of all of our blood vessels, whether they're arteries or veins, become damaged through the years by a mix of things, most notably due to the decline of that special gas called nitric oxide, aging, toxins, inflammation. So the lining of the blood vessels deteriorate, but they can actually be repaired. In fact, in healthy adults, these cells die off and make room for healthier, newer blood vessels. And this happens quicker in arteries than it actually does in the veins. Arteries have fast movement like a highway, and the veins have slow movement like highways with a traffic jam. And in order for them to heal, they need shearing forces, fastness. So we've covered the science behind you losing your erection mid-stroke, not because the explosion came early, but because your stiffness just decides to fail you. You're turned on, but everything seems turned off. Now I'll get into how you can manage this at home. And this is actually called venous insufficiency, arterial insufficiency too. Now, while you can get to the root cause and heal from it, it is a long process. So let's first discuss mitigation strategies. Now, mitigation strategies are basically like, okay, I know this is happening, but what can I do to deal with the present problem and still perform like a champion while I'm working in the background to fix the issue, right? Number one, know your position. if this is happening to you, you have to know your positions, focusing on standing positions when you're doing it. And that makes your body stand and sit upright. Gravity is your friend. Anything that has you on your back or sitting may fail you. So go into your conquest knowing what your weaknesses are. Now that you do, get creative, switch it up, new positions, more foreplay, new forms of foreplay, and bam, you're performing like a champion again. You can help also with a cock ring. Take your cucumber, and as soon as you find your stiffness, just wrap one either just around the base of the cucumber or around the cucumber and the nuts. It's like a tight necklace, keeping that erection there, and it will help you naturally maintain without needing anything for as long as you like. And when you're ready for the finish, just remove it and continue. Next, you need to work to heal the venous insufficiency. Now, most of the time, the veins causing the problem are located right at the angle where the penis connects to your pubic area. This is the area we focus on when doing Shockwave, and this area can also get focused on when you're using your pump. Through stretching and shearing and to some extent tearing with shock waves, the sound waves actually travel through the tissue and injure the veins and stimulate endothelial cell death. Those cells die off and then they get repaired. New ones grow that are better and stronger and healthier. And that can actually help those valves begin to potentially heal themselves so that they're actually doing their job and boosting nitric oxide production. Speaking of, I have a free gift to help you with that, actually pinned at the top of my comments below. You can also use my smoothie function recipes or a nitrate-based supplement. My preferred one is linked in the comments as well. But when it comes to healing blood vessels and veins, it's really about getting the cells that are currently there, that are taking up space, doing a bad job, getting them to die off, slough off, and be replaced by newer, healthier cells. In a stagnant body, this is a very slow process. So you got to move more. And the DIY for venous insufficiency, I am going to introduce you to healing by increasing this cell turnover. This is through shearing stress and injury to the cells to promote those cellular rejuvenation. We want to kill off the bad ones and bring new ones in. Otherwise, those same cells hang around for years in the veins, literally for years, and they won't recover no matter what you take. So while you are on a regimen of pumping and shockwave, you can actually start taking a supplement with clinical evidence that it helps repair varicose veins and venous insufficiencies. One of my favorites is Pinus pinaster, which is French maritime pine bark. It is actually in my Prostate Plus Flow supplement, which is why the supplement helps support a healthy prostate and healthy erections. That's why you guys are writing me. Yep, it helped my prostate, and I feel like I'm getting stronger erections. I'm also a fan of horse chestnut, but sometimes that is actually tough on the GI system. Now, a word about supplements for venous insufficiency. If you just take a varicose vein or venous insufficiency supplement, you might see a little bit of change, but without creating that healing environment that we talked about by creating shearing stress or injury to the veins, you will see very slow, very minimal, very tiny, very minuscule results. You really need to do the two together, and that comes from either pumping or pumping and using shockwave. Now, curing venous insufficiency takes work. It takes months. But ask anyone who's come back from it, and they will tell you that it was well worth the wait. Now, two fail-safe positions for you, if you have this problem of laying on your back and losing it, is actually the standing position and good old missionary. In missionary, gravity is actually helping you. Gravity is your friend, because the blood is this way. You have the opportunity to penetrate your partner standing in a way that increases their pleasure. If your partner's female, you will inevitably glide across the clitoral fibers, enhancing both pleasure and response to the pleasure, which is a win-win for both of you. You both are on 10 and both turned on. So make sure you grab my free gift to help you sort through all of this, pinned at the top of the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, trying to get to 1 million subscribers, right? Tell your friends. Come back here and comment once you see these improvements in your venous sufficiency. Listen, I'm DrRachael. I love you, and boom, I'm out.